Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Detroit Tigers and the Minnesota Twins at Metropolitan Stadium. On the mound for Detroit is Jack Morris, whose record is 9-5 with a 3.81 ERA. And pitching today for the Twins is Dennis Burtt, whose record is 6-2 with a 3.63 ERA. And so Dave Rozema pitched a gem yesterday, his second shutout of the season as the Tigers won 6-0. And Tommy Brookens hit a home run. We were definitely aided by the poor Minnesota defense as Dave Engle had a couple errors on his own. 3 overall for the Twinkies yesterday, and we got the win. We've won 2 out of 3, and today's series capper against Minnesota with Jack Morris on the mound, coming off a terrible start in his last outing against the Brew Crew. We'll take a look here at the standings. We are now 3.5 games out with 9 games to go. It's still going to take a miracle because we have to leap over 3 teams, all within 1.5 games. So it's going to be challenging. Maybe the best we can hope for right now is to eliminate Minnesota from the playoffs, as now they've lost 2 in a row. And California is just 1 game back. California, of course, won the World Series last year. So in a sense, I kind of want to see Minnesota win the division, just to have someone new in there, but not at our expense. So hopefully we can get another victory today, keep it interesting as we finish this last 9-game stretch of the season. Let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone liking and subscribing this video and subscribing to the channel. I gave away the final day of the contest today for my Christmas in July contest, and I gave away a pretty enormous prize today. I'll have the video at the end of this recording. It'll be right about here if you want to check it out. Pretty spectacular, and the winner was one of our viewers of the 1981 Detroit Tigers season replay. So I'm happy for him. He's been with us since the beginning of the 1980 season. So it makes me happy to give away some decent prizes to one of our regular viewers. So at any rate, all of our bullpen is available because, as I mentioned, Dave Rozema had a complete game shutout yesterday. And we'll talk more about Jack Morris and his last outing momentarily. Here is the lineup versus righty Dennis Burtt. We're going to put Glenn Wilson in right field today, give him a start, and move Garry Hancock to DH today. Reggie had a couple hits yesterday, but we're going to put him back on the bench, and Jeffrey Leonard is going to sit today as well. So let's go ahead and officially do the Tigers lineup as we switch it over to the to the season stats. And here is today's lineup against Dennis Burtt. Batting leadoff in center field is Rickey Henderson. Batting second at second base is Sweet Lou Whitaker. Batting third at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting cleanup in left field is Kirk Gibson. Batting fifth and catching today is Lance Parrish. Batting sixth and DHing is Garry Hancock. Batting seventh and at third base is Tom Brookens. Batting eighth at first base is Greg Brock. And batting ninth in right field is Glenn Wilson. On the mound for the Twins is Dennis Burtt. First time we've ever seen him. I've got some information on Dennis Burtt I'm going to share here momentarily. We'll take a look at his stats first. Making his 13th start of the season, 6-2 with that .363 ERA. 50 walks and 35 Ks in 79 innings pitched. So he's been a little wild. Although opponents only batting .220 against him, he does not have any complete games. But more convincingly of his wildness is he's thrown 8 wild pitches. So Dennis Burtt, he was a second-round draft pick in 1976 to the Boston Red Sox out of Santa Ana College in California. He was signed as a free agent in 1985 by Minnesota, spent 15 years in the minors. He did make two starts in the majors in 1986 for the Twins, being in the majors for 1985 and 1986. He was cut loose by the Twins, signed by the Dodgers, spent 3 years in the minors, and then had his last season in the minor leagues for the Toledo Mudhens of the Detroit Tigers. So he did have 119 wins with a sub-4 ERA in his minor league career, and eventually he became a Los Angeles Dodgers minor league pitching coach and retired from baseball altogether shortly thereafter. So Dennis Burtt, a soft-tossing right-hander with a very long, illustrious minor league career. Here is the Twinkies' defensive alignment, and it is the same as the previous two games. So Rickey Henderson, 2 for 3 with 3 walks against Dennis Burtt. That must have been from his time with Oakland. And a ground ball by Henderson leading off the game. An error on the second baseman, Seibert, has Henderson in scoring position. So the Twins defense continue to let them down here as Sweet Lou steps in and he walks. So first and second, nobody out for Alan Trammell. 2 for 4 against Burtt. And a ground ball base hit through the right side of the infield. Henderson scores. Whitaker takes third, and it's 1-0 on the RBI single from Trammell. So Tigers off to a good start. Let's hit and run with Gibby. Gibby's been struggling lately. He hits a high fly ball into left field. That should be deep enough to score Whitaker. It does. So sac fly by Gibson. And it's 2-0 Detroit. Trammell holds it first. So here's Lance Parrish. I looked it up. Parrish is leading the American League in grounding into double plays as he flips it to right. So staying out of the double play but not helping out the team with the fly ball to right field. 2 down. We're going to have Trammell try to steal second base. Trammell has 17 stolen bases on this season. Fastball down the middle, and Trammell steals second. So that should be number 18. Correct, it is his 18th stolen base on this season. So an opportunity for Hancock here, driving the third run, and a base hit to center field. That'll get it done. Trammell scores from second, and it's 3-0 Detroit. Yesterday's offensive hero, Tom Brookens, hit his 7th home run, and he pulls it into left field for the third Tiger hit. First and second now, maybe the makings of a 2-out rally with Greg Brock at the plate, first time facing Dennis Burtt. And he nubs it on an infield single that gets past Burtt, and the bases are loaded for rookie Glenn Wilson. Wilson batting .400 versus righties in limited appearances. And a ground ball up the middle, snagged by the shortstop Fischlin, and he tosses out Wilson to end the inning. So Tigers get 3 runs on the board, all stemming from the error by Seibert. And we go to the bottom of the first. Here is the lineup for the Twins. Batting leadoff and playing second base is Kurt Seibert. Batting second in right field is Hosken Powell. Batting third at third base, John Castino. Batting cleanup in left field is Garry Roenicke. Batting fifth and catching is Dave Engle. Batting sixth in center field is Mike Hart. Batting seventh and DHing is Gary Ward. Batting eighth at first base is Dave Bergman. Batting ninth at shortstop is Mike Fischlin. On the mound for Detroit is Jack Morris. As I mentioned, he had a rough outing in his last start. Take a look at his log. He went 4 2/3 inning, giving up 5 runs, 8 hits, and a couple of walks, taking a loss at Milwaukee. So we need him to bounce back today. We spotted him a 3-run lead He's making his 22nd start, 9-5 with that 3.81 ERA, 93 strikeouts in 144 innings pitched. Opponents are betting 245 against him. He's got 4 complete games with 2 shutouts. So a solid season for Morris. And here is the Tigers' defensive alignment today against the Twinkies, with Kurt Seibert, switch hitter, leading off 2 for 10 with 2 walks against Morris. Nubs it right into the dirt, and Parrish throws him out. So 1 down. Here is Hosken Powell. He's 4 for 9 against Morris. Ground ball to Trammell. Trammell guns him down at first base. Next up is John Castino. Has 2 home runs in this series. 0 for 3 against Morris, and a 1-2-3 inning as he grounds out to Brock. And we go to the top of the second with Rickey Henderson leading off. Tigers batted around in the first. And, Henderson just drives it deep to center field. Almost a 500-foot home run. 479 feet, his 13th home run of the year. And it's 4-0 Detroit. Next up is Sweet Lou. Lou popping it up on the infield. Seibert makes the play, 1 down. Alan Trammell up next. And he crushes it to dead center field for his 18th home run on the season. Trammell now 3rd overall in home runs in the American League, behind Jason Thompson, who's stuck on 20, and Ron Hasse. So it's 5-0 Detroit. Tigers are just crushing Burtt's pitching today. Gibby hits a long ball himself, this time caught right near the warning track in right center field. 2 down for Lance Parrish, who's flexed his muscle lately. He hits a line drive all the way to the wall in right field, and Parrish has himself a double. 7 hits for the Tigers. Parrish in scoring position. Here's Garry Hancock. Line drive right at the shortstop, Fischlin. And that's the final out of the second. So we go to the bottom of the second inning, 5-0 Detroit. Here's Gary Roenicke. He's leading off. Has a home run in his career against Morris, and Morris walks him. So the leadoff man in the inning is on for Dave Engle. Engle 5 for 11 with a home run against Morris, and Morris walks him. Wow. That's uncharacteristic of Morris, and he's in a little bit of a jam here with nobody out. Mike Hart with a 2-2 count hits a fly ball all the way to the right center field wall. Roenicke's going to hold with a below average speed of 70. So first and second, 1 down. Let's turn 2 here with Gary Ward. Ground ball right to Trammell. That's tailor-made. Tigers turn 2, get out of the inning. So the back-to-back walks are for naught as we go to the top of the third with Tom Brookens leading off. Brookens had a base hit his first time up, and he walks here. So Brookens standing on first. We're going to hit and run with Brock. Try to stay out of the double play. Ground ball right back to Burtt. And Burtt throws it away. Another error on the Twins. 5 in the last 2 games. Brock's on second. Tommy's standing on third. Nobody out for Glenn Wilson. We're going to let Wilson swing away here. And a ground ball to third. That's the wrong bag. Everybody has to hold. So Wilson, poor at bat. It's going to bring up Rickey Henderson. Homered in his last at bat, and here he fires it to center field for a base hit. We're going to send Brock, and Brock is safe. It is 7-0 Detroit on the 2 RBI single by Henderson. That goes along with his home run last inning, and the Tigers are just crushing Dennis Burtt. Whitaker popping it up on the infield. That's the second out. And yes, folks, we're going to send Henderson. It's only the third inning. This is not against the the unwritten rules. But with Henderson running, this is risky. There we go, low and inside, and Henderson steals second base. That is his American League leading 38th stolen base on the season. Next up is Trammell. 2 down, ground ball to second base. That should be the third out. And it is. So Tigers have scored at least 2 runs in every inning. It's 7-0. Going to the bottom of the third inning with Glenn Bergman leading off. Morris, 0-2 count. It gets Bergman to ground out to second base. That's 1 down. Here's Mike Fischlin. It's been a tough out this series. Popping it straight up near second base bag. And Whitaker drops it. Oh, Whitaker. Whitaker is 4th in fielding percentage at second base. But he makes the error there. One down. Fischlin on first. We're back to the top of the lineup with Seibert. Seibert. Fly ball to center field. There's 2 down. And that will bring up Hosken Powell. Oh, Morris wild today. 3 walks against no strikeouts. And that would bring up John Castino. He is not the guy you want to see in this situation. Ground ball to short. Trammell throws him out. We're going to the top of the 4th with Gibson leading off. They're keeping Burtt in there. He's at 66 pitches. Neither starting pitcher has a strikeout today, as Gibby flips it into left center field. There's 1 down. Next up is Big Wheel Lance Parrish. Parrish popping it up into foul ground. On the first base side, Bergman makes the play. So with 2 down, here is Garry Hancock. Burtt maybe his first 1-2-3 inning. I think he's got it as Hancock flies out to center field. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Score still 7-0 with Garry Roenicke leading off. Oh, Morris's 4th walk. Has not given up a hit yet. Gave Engle. There's the base hit. He's talk it, and it happens. As Engle at first, Roenicke on second. Nobody out from Hart. I should say Mike Harris. Oh, a base hit into center field. Roenicke has to hold at third, and the bases are loaded now for Gary Ward. Nobody out. Can we get Morris through the 5th? There we go. We needed that strikeout of Ward. Only the first one for Morris today. So bases are loaded. 1 down for Dave Bergman. I was going to say Glenn Borgman. Ground ball to short. Let's turn 2. Oh, an error by Trammell. Come on. This is a sloppy game all the way around. Run scores. That should have been the end of the inning. Instead, we go to Mike Fischlin. 7-1. Morris sweating it on the mound right now. Oh no, is that a grand slam? I didn't even call him fish lips. A grand slam. And it's 7-5. That's the number 9 hitter hitting his 2nd home run. And we are in trouble. This is not looking good if you take a look here at Mike Fischlin's stats. Oh man, I can't remember another grand slam that's been hit against us. I could be wrong. But Morris does not have it. Kurt Seibert hits a fly ball to left field. There's the 2nd out. 2 down for Hosken Powell. Ground ball to 3rd. So the errors by Whitaker and Trammell that inning are steady middle infielders. Cost us 5 runs. Morris, of course, has 4 walks, so that's not so good either. But we go to the top of the 5th. It's 7-5. It's a whole new ball game right now. As Brookens hits a ground ball back to Burtt. 1 down. Here's Greg Brock. Brock popping it up. This will be 5 straight outs now for the Twins. 2 down for Glenn Wilson. Wilson ground ball to first. So 6 consecutive outs for Dennis Burtt. We go to the bottom of the 5th. I don't know what to expect from Morris now. And keep in mind, there was a no-hitter going until I said it out loud. I think I jinxed our own team. John Castino flying out to center field. Henderson makes the play. 1 down now for Garry Roenicke, and that is the 5th walk. This may be the last batter for Morris. He clearly, I don't know if he's reached an innings cap, and a base hit into left center field. Another run scores. It is 7-6, and that's it. We're going to bring in George Capizzello here to face the lefty. Wow, this game has turned on a dime. Let's take a look at Cappy's stats. Mike Hart batting 195 versus lefties. A wild pitch moves Engle to third. We've got to pull the infield in now. We cannot give up the tying run. Ground ball right to first base. Brock goes home and gets Engle. That is the second out. That was a tough play to make. And then Gary Ward hits a ground ball to short. So Morris will not get the loss at this point, but he did not help out his own cause today. We go to the top of the 6th. We're going to switch over to the in-game stats, and the Twins are bringing in a new pitcher, Frank Euphemia, making his 12th appearance in relief. 1-0 with a 6.64 ERA. We like the sound of that. 7 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents are batting .305 against him. And Rickey Henderson will be the first one to face Euphemia. It's funny they take out Burtt after he had 6 straight outs. Euphemia strikes out Henderson, and the momentum has totally changed. And Whitaker strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Euphemia. And then Trammell comes up and flips it to right. 9 consecutive outs now for the Twins. And the Tigers are have their backs against the wall. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Dave Bergman due up. Bergie gets a base hit to right field, lefty on lefty crime. And Mike Fischlin bats .360 versus left-hander, so I guess we're going to take him out. We're going to bring in Tom Filer. Our bullpen has been incredibly shaky. Let's take a look at Filer. 13th relief appearance, a 1.20 ERA, 7 Ks in 15 innings pitched. Opponents are batting .279. He's got a save. He's been mostly good for us, but he's also blown a save as he strikes out Fischlin, who hit that grand slam which completely turned the game around. 1 down, runner on first for Kurt Seibert. Seibert 0 for 1 against Filer, and a base hit to right field. Oh my goodness, Bergman on third. That is the tying run. What are we going to do here? We've got to bring the corners in and keep the middle infield back to turn 2 if we can. Hosken Powell batting .291. Ground ball to Whitaker, and the Tigers turn 2 to get out of the inning. Phew, that was a good call by me, keeping the middle infield back. And we maintain the lead 7-6 here in the top of the 7th. Come on, Gibby. We need Gibson to do something. He has been rough lately. 0 for 3 now as he strikes out. 3rd K for Euphemia. 1 down. Here's Lance Parrish. There we go. That is a no-doubter. Parrish is on fire. That was a timely home run. His 14th on the season, and I just want to point this out real quick. Let's take a look at his log. He's got 8 home runs now in his last 20 games. And And that is that is something down the stretch. We really needed him to come through, and he has. So it's 8-6 with Garry Hancock due up. Ground ball to short. That's 2 down. Base is empty for Tom Brookens, and Brookens hits a ground ball to third, and that is the final out of the inning. Take a look back here at the in-game stats. Okay, so we've got 3 righties due up. We're going to keep Fischlin in there. Fischlin is hoping to make a spot in the rotation for next year. A lot of competition for that role as Castino comes through with a base hit. Runner on first. Next up is Garry Roenicke. Roenicke walked 3 times today. Ground ball to short. Let's turn 2. Yes, we do. I think that is the 3rd double play for the infield today. And that'll clean the base pass for Dave Engle. Engle 2 for 2 with an RBI. Ground ball to Brookens. Brookens throws him out. Okay, good job. We go to the top of the 8th. Doug Corbett comes into the game. He is their closer. 35th appearance, 4-3 with a 2.47 ERA. 19 Ks in 47 innings pitched and 17 saves. I believe he was an all-star. No, he was not. I thought perhaps he was, but he was not. All right. So we've got Greg Brock leading off against Doug Corbett. Brock, base hit to left field, falls in for a hit all the way to the wall. Do we want to go for 3? We're going to hold him. We're going to say no, sir. And Brock has himself a double. So here's Glenn Wilson. He's 0 for 3 on the day. Missed an opportunity earlier to drive in a run. We're going to have him try to hit the right side, move him along. He's going to get it done. Ground ball to second base. Brock takes third. And all we need now from Rickey is a sac fly to center field. Let's get Brock in. Oh, no. Oh, that's not going to be deep enough, I don't think. Maybe so. 314 feet. Perfect. Brock scores from third. That is Henderson's 4th RBI of the game. And it is 9-6. Detroit. So 2 down. Here's Sweet Lou. Lou flips it to the left. And that'll do it for the Tigers in their half of the 8th. We go to the bottom half. Fischlin, good job. We're going to bring in a lefty. We're going to bring in Pat Underwood. Now, I want to mention something about Pat Underwood. He is a free agent. No, he's going to arbitration at the end of the year, which we cannot afford. He's asking for 6 figures. And so I am looking to actively trade him. He's a great left-handed pitcher, and I don't want to get rid of him. But I went and took a look to see what people would offer for Pat Underwood. And there's some good deals out there. Here's Mike Hart, who does have a home run against Pat Underwood. But if we maintain our place in the pennant chase here, then I think we got to keep him. So he might be a sign and trade next year. At any rate, Pat Underwood gets Mike Hart to fly out to left field. So 1 down. Here is Gary Ward. Long fly ball to center field. I think Henderson has a bead on it. He does. 2 down. Next up is Glenn Bergman and Bergie. Ground ball to second. And a 1-2-3 inning for Detroit. We go to the top of the 9th. Alan Trammell, 0 for 3 against Corbett, will lead off the 9th inning. 2 for 4 on the day with a home run. He pops it up on the infield. Caught by Bergman in foul ground. 1 down. Next up is Gibby. Gibby strikes out swinging. Terrible day for Gibby, 0 for 4. So with 2 outs, here is Lance Parrish. Parrish strikes out looking. Okay, so 1-2-3, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. And we got to bring in our closer. Our new closer, which was the old closer, is Roger Weaver. Hello, Weaver. 36th appearance, 2-1 record, a 3.24 ERA. More walks and strikeouts. That's not good for a closer. Opponents are batting .266 against him. He's got 7 saves, but he has 3 in a row, as you see here, including the game on the 26th, 2 days ago. So he's no stranger to getting the job done, but the Twins do not go away easily. And Mike Fischlin will lead off, the number 9 hitter. Has a grand salami today. Ground ball to Trammell. Come on, Tram. There we go. 2 outs away. Kirk Seibert up next. 1 for 4 on the day. First time facing Weaver. Ground ball to short. Trammell gets the job done. Back-to-back ground outs to Trammell. It's going to leave it up to Hosken Powell, who is a lefty. And he's 2 for 4 against Weaver. .290 overall versus right-handers. And Trammell, can he get all 3 putouts? And the Tigers win. Oh, man, that was a nail-biter. A 1-2-3 ninth inning. Great job by Weaver. 4 straight saves for him, and the Tigers win. No trade offers. I know we're coming down to the end of the season, but the trade deadline officially is the 31st. Tigers win 9-6. Let's take a look at the standings. And we are 3 games back, as it must have been another off day for the Yankees. I don't know what's going on there. But we're 3 games back with 8 games to go. Milwaukee's completely fallen out of contention. Everybody in the West is lost. And let's take a look at the National League. National League, the Pirates are now eliminated, 8.5 games back. Montreal holding on, 4 games back, and Houston 4.5 ahead of Cincinnati. Let's take a look at the transactions. We saw Johnny Bench reached a milestone, and then Ross Baumgarten got a 3-year extension from the Sox for $220,000 a year. Ron LaFleur injured his shoulder, out for the rest of the season, and it makes it a lot harder for the Orioles. And Bob Ojeda is going to miss 4 weeks. That makes it difficult on the Red Sox. Okay, let's pull up the box score and get out of here. A good victory. Who is player of the game? That's tough to say. Morris, what a terrible start for him. That's 2 baddies in a row. I think we have to give it to Rickey Henderson. He had the home run. He knocked in 4 runs, scored 2, had a stolen base. He had a shoe and a shot, as we like to say here. So, yeah, it's going to be Rickey Henderson. That's hands down. Trammell gets his 18th home run of the year. Rickey got his 13th. Parrish got his 14th and a double. Nice offensive outburst for the Tigers. And thanks to the bullpen, keeping us in there. Tom Filer is going to get the win, throwing 2 innings. He's 2-0 on the season. Roger Weaver gets his 8th save, maybe our closer for next year. Dennis Burtt, defense didn't help him out much, as he takes a loss, going 6-3, only 4 earned runs in those 5 innings. And that's going to do it. Mike Fischlin, that son of a bitch. He hit that grand salami against us. Okay, that's going to do it. Now we're going to Yankee Stadium. We got number 3 and number 4 on the mound for us. That is Bruce Robbins and Huger going in those games. So we're going to come back tomorrow, face the Yankees. Until then, everyone, have a great night.